Man, so I mean, were you just interested in Game Boys for music, or are you a gamer? Like, did you grow up playing Game Boys? Did you have your original Game Boy when you started doing this?
I did actually. I was given a. Lizzie and I both found photos of us with our first Game Boys when we were. I mean, I guess I was like 6 maybe, and she would have been like 5, or I was 7. I don't know. I don't remember how old she is. And I know mine because I drew stuff all over it with a fine point Sharpie, and most of it's come off, but there's enough left that I can tell. But it's already been taken apart, and the parts are all over like 4 different Game Boys.
Oh man.
So I'm not that. I'm nostalgic, but I'm not that attached to a particular object, I guess.
Yeah. Well. So I imagine you grew up a gamer, though, right?
I did and I didn't. I would and still do get into very particular things.
Yeah.
I think games as an art form is a vital and new and important thing, but lately I've been playing Portal.
Nice, dude.
But that's like it.
Yeah.
I haven't really been doing anything else.
Wait, Portal 1 or Portal 2?
I mean, I've been playing Portal 2, but I played through both series. Actually, It was a great... I've got an 11-month-old, my son, and when he was really young, he would fall asleep on me all the time, and I played all the way through Portal 1, Portal 2 during his naps.
Wow.
Which was fun. It was great. It was a great thing.
Do you think that's was he in the room? Do you think that might have been affecting him psychologically?
Maybe he's gonna...
Is he gonna have some issues with his mom later on because of GLaDOS?
Let's just say maybe he'll be a big Valve fan. Let's think positive.
There you go.
But I can see that. I can see exactly what you mean. Yeah. I don't know how much he would identify with Shell.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he would.
Yeah. He's pretty talkative.
He's chatty.
Yeah.
He's not really he's not saying words yet. I mean, he's 11 months old, but
he's vocal.
Yeah, he's vocal, so he's not like Joe.
Yeah, there you go. Right off the bat.
I play a lot of retro games. I love the Mega Man series for Game Boy. Still really into that. Mega Man 4 for Game Boy was my first big
that was your game.
Video games. Okay, yeah. I get this now. You know.
Yeah.
And I was also really into the Marathon series on the Mac, which was kind of the precursor to Halo in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That is a very famous series.
Yeah.
So always Game Boy, like any other 8-bit
Game Boy was my first console. I rented a Sega Genesis once when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone else remembers renting game consoles
from a Blockbuster video.
It was exactly that.
They came in the big ass cases.
Yes.
Yeah,
big black case that locked shut. And it only comes with one controller plus you pay extra, and you have to rent the game separately. I really wanted to play Aladdin on the Genesis.
That was a really good game.
A great game.
That was a really good game. I will back you up on this.
Yeah, they don't make good movie property games anymore. I don't.
Not
think
really.
For the most
No,
part,
the Wolverine game was pretty good for the new Wolverine. You never played it.
What console is it on? I don't even know.
It was on Xbox.
All right, yeah,
or PS3 or whatever.
Me,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they're decent, but usually they're just total crap.
Yeah.
Absolute crap. But that's not really off topic. Do you have a favorite video game song? Like or a favorite composer or anything like that?
So I've actually been listening a lot to the Portal 2 soundtrack. I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's a fantastic soundtrack. And actually I was reading an article about how he used Plogue chip sounds to kind of call on the sounds of a lot of these chips that were in early video game consoles.
Yeah.
And part of the idea, he said, was that he wanted to suggest that Aperture Science used these cheap chips to make their little alarms and everything around.
Nice.
Are you serious? How do you not know that I'm on the internet right now?
It's a smartphone. Come on,
really.
We should know this shit.
Anyway, I think so. I love that. The music in Portal 2 is fantastic.
Dude, you don't need to sell me on. I have a Portal 2 ringtone. I've got the music when my phone rings. So
that's
yeah.
Great. One of my top songs, and actually when we were on, I don't even remember the name of the show, but they stopped doing it with Veronica Belmont. I played this as an example.
Excellent.
It's cool. Thank you. I forgot the name of the show. Mega Man 4 for Game Boy, Napalm Man. fantastic track. And Falls Protocol, my three-piece rock band, we put together a cover of it and never got to perform it.
Aww.
But
Do you
still have, it's notated. I have it notated, so I'm trying to get someone else to play it, perhaps.
Yeah, dude, I think you have the ability to perform this song if you actually want to. Yeah.
See, but that's the thing is it's like to do it like this with the Game Boy is kind of silly to me. It's like I'll just listen to the original game. I mean, a lot of people do covers on chip, like they'll move a song to a different console or they'll do so it's a little different. And I think that's really interesting. But to do like a mini bosses thing or an Advantage thing and play it on real instruments, I think is always a very cool and worthwhile thing.
Yeah. I like the crossover between the covers, like the live bands with guitars doing chiptune songs and the chiptunes artists doing songs by other stuff. Like that the Daft Punk tribute album. I was really into that.
Well, and there was a really great Nine Inch Nails tribute that just went out. That was who did it? I can't remember who did it, but they did a fantastic job. They used a variety of consoles to make all the tracks on Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm really digging that sort of trend of like tribute albums by chiptune artists.
It's funny too because there's parts of the chiptune scene that are kind of against that. That think that doing covers of non-chiptune music in a chiptune style belittles chiptune in some way. Part of it, I think, is just the reaction that like there was a really awful set of Radiohead covers that was popular on YouTube recently.
Yeah.
It was like a full run of Kid A and a full run through of OK Computer. And they were just like, there's very little thought put into them. It almost sounded like someone that just found MIDI files of all the songs and ran them through Plug Chip Sounds. And it got like attention on a bunch of major websites. And
I think I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it was really bad. And it's things like that make people react to it poorly. But they can be done so well that...
Like, people just need to realize that they can actually orchestrate stuff with it instead of just being like, oh, this sounds like Super Mario. Exactly. I'm going to put this on the internet now.
Exactly. If I listen to a cover and it has, like, the Super Mario jump sound or the coin sound, I'm done. I just turn it off. It's like you're clearly working from samples for a kitsch purpose. Like, you're trying to draw attention. You're not actually trying to make good music.
Yeah. I know for me, a lot of it, I mean, you're always... It's tough not to pay homage with this, with chiptunes, though, I think.
No, of course. Yeah. You just have to do it well.
Yeah.
Well,
no matter what, you gotta make it tasty. You gotta make it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to put some heart and thought into it, and
you
can't come up with something that's unique.
You can't just fart on a snare and say that's art.
Totally.
When plenty of people do.
You can fart on the snare and call it art.
Yeah.
But